Hello students, welcome back to World of Home Science. From this video, we'll start with another branch of home science, that is textiles and clothing. Myself, Vijay Patil, Assistant Professor of Home Science, Government First Grade College, Ankola, Pujgeri. First, we shall dive into wet processing for textiles. Let's see what is wet processing in textile. It is the process that is done on the manufactured fabric. The process is carried out in aqueous stage and thus it is called wet process, which usually covers finishing, dyeing and printing. A massive amount of water is required in these processes. It is estimated on an average that almost 100 liters of water is needed to process about 1 kg of textile goods. That is why textile industries lie beside the river banks. Fabrics as they come from the loom are known as grey goods. Grey goods are fabrics that have received no wet or dry finishing operations. Some grey goods are solid in the loom state, as in the case of yarn dyed shirting, gingham, checks, lining material, sheeting, etc. The grey goods are unfinished. Wet processing enhances the appearance, durability and serviceability of textiles by converting the undyed and unfinished goods into finished consumer goods. Wet processing has 3 types of processes, that is preparation, coloring and finishing. Preparation process is to ensure that the textile has the right physical and chemical properties to enable it to be colored or finished. The coloring process is done to provide the textile with color either for aesthetic reasons or for some functional purpose which is determined by the end use of the product. The finishing process is done to provide the textile with the properties that the end use demands and which have not already been provided by any external processes. Coming to finishes, it is the treatment given to fiber, yarn or fabrics in order to change the hand appearance and performance of the fabric. The appearance, what you see, the hand, what you feel, the performance, what the fabric does. This enhances their attractiveness and sale appeal as well as provide comfort and usefulness. Objectives of finishes: improved appearance, improved feel, improved wearing quality, to give special properties required for particular uses like waterproofing, flame proofing, etc., to cover the fault of the original cloth, to increase the weight of the fabric, to increase the sale value of the material, to improve the durability and serviceability, to meet the specific requirements of the fabric for achieving the final goal. Classification of finishes. Finishes are classified into 2 categories, that is mechanical finishes and chemical finishes. Mechanical finishes include calendering, singeing, napping and tentering. In chemical finishes we have bleaching, mercerization and weighting. Let's start with mechanical finishes. Mechanical finishes uses heat, pressure and roller to improve the appearance of a fabric. These finishes are either temporary or semi-durable. The first one is calendering. In this, fabric is passed under rollers at high temperature and pressure. In preparation for calendering, the fabric is folded lengthwise with the front side inside and stitched. The fabric is then run through rollers that polish the surface and make the fabric smoother and more lustrous. High temperatures and pressure are used as well. This finish is easily destroyed and does not last well. Calendar rolls are constructed of steel with a hardened surface or steel covered with a fiber. Starches, glazes or resins which can be forced deeper into the textile surface by calendering, and when the roller is engraved, special textural effects are achieved. Singeing. The word singe means to burn superficially. It increases the luster and smoothness of fabric made from staple fibers. It is done by running the cloth over a flame to burn all loose ends and lint on the surface of the fabric. This adds to the luster of the fabric by smoothing out the surface. Napping is a mechanical finishing process that raises the surface fibers of a fabric by means of passage over rapidly revolving cylinders covered with metal points or teasel burrs. Napping is also used for certain knitted goods, blankets and other fabrics with a raised surface. The process are particularly suitable for wool and cotton fabrics. This enhances the resistance of the textile material to the atmospheric agents by improving the thermal insulation and warmth provided by the insulating air cells in the nap. That's why this finish is widely used in blankets, sleepwear and winter clothing. Tentering. This is also a mechanical process used to stretch and straighten the fabric as they are dried. Most fabrics, with the exception of rayon, must be dried under tension to give a smooth surface and remove wrinkles. The fabric is fed into a machine which has pins and clips along the sides to hold the selvage edge of the fabric. The sides of the frame can be adjusted to the width of the cloth. As the cloth passes through the frame, hot air is circulated around to dry it. Take a look into the pictures. Coming to the chemical finishes. These are also known as wet finishes. In these processes, chemical treatment is given to fabrics to change its appearance or basic properties. These finishes are usually durable and permanent. Among the chemical finishes, we'll see first bleaching. It is done to remove the natural coloring of most fabrics. Fibers, yarns or fabrics can be bleached to make them look white or to prepare them for dyeing and printing. The particular chemical used for bleaching depends on the textile fiber. Cellulose fibers such as cotton, linen, jute, etc. are bleached with chlorine compounds, sodium hypochlorite or hydrogen peroxide. Protein fibers like wool and silk are bleached with hydrogen peroxide. If chlorine compounds are used, it results in the loss of fiber strength and eventually deterioration of the fabric in case of wool and silk. Fabrics may be bleached in rope or open width form. Mercerization. It is a chemical finish applied to cellulose fibers, especially cotton. It adds luster to the fabric, improves dyeing characteristics, and increases the strength of the fabric. The fabric is first wetted in the water bath and fed between rollers to remove excess water. It is then treated with sodium hydroxide solution 20 to 23%. The fabric is fed into a tenter frame which holds the fabric under tension and maintains specified dimensions. It is then taken from the tenter chain, held open and flat and fed into a washer, where neutralizing chemicals are applied to prevent any damage to the fabric by the mercerizing chemicals. Washed fabric is rinsed and dried. This finish swells the cotton fibers, giving them a round cross section that reflects the light to create a gloss or sheen. The natural twist of the cotton is greatly removed. Weighting. It is a sizing technique applied to silk fabrics. As a part of processing silk fibers is degummed. This causes the fibers to lose their weight and become very soft. In order to increase their weight and provide stiffness, manufacturers resort to weighting of fabrics with metallic salts such as stannous chloride. Weighting causes the fabric to lose its strength as soon as the weighting is applied. Heavily weighted silk must be made into garments as soon as it is made. Weighting can improve the luster and draping properties of silk. During weighting, silk can absorb as much as 300% of its own weight in metallic salts. Excessive weighting diminishes the affinity of silk for dyestuffs and the fibers become more brittle and lose strength. That's why it should be done in a very appropriate manner. Here are some related pictures. That's for now. This is me Vijaya signing off. If you find the content of this video useful, do like, share and subscribe. Comment for your suggestions. For future home science videos, stay tuned. Bye bye.